Chelsea. No idea. I don't usually stream on Saturdays, so that's fun. Stupid, stupid. Gotta fix this. Let's see, let's get it. I suppose I could just use the edge here so I don't waste too much. What is this? Why, hello. Are you new to the channel? I'm just doing some modifications on this pattern. AHR12, welcome. I don't usually stream on Saturdays, but here we are. Art show? And yes, you're new to the channel. Well, okay. So you're on YouTube right now. I have this channel where I stream my sewing tutorials for Lolita Fashion, among other things. I also do some cosplay here and there. But yeah, I teach people how to draft patterns from the Otome no sewing books, and I also make stuff on stream. Suddenly it's like, what the heck? She's on right now? That's so weird. I know it is. I know it's totally weird. I'm going to add 2 centimeters to this stupid mistake that I made. Right here. But this is the shoulder. So I'm just doing the slide method here. So I'm moving this over this way 2 centimeters so I can extend it. So I was the dumb. I was totally the dumb. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, this should be now extended by the 2 centimeters on both sides that I need, because this is the center and fold. I just thought I'd turn on my camera while I did this so I can get some stuff done. I'm going to label this the band collar. Band collar. This is for my Otome no Sewing number 8-68 in a large size, and it is cut 2 on the fold. Okay. Curious to see who actually sees that I'm streaming right now. I'm still in my pajamas. Yep, surprise! Here I am. It's not for everybody, so that's okay. Cats are all sleeping. This already has the seam allowance on it. Good thing I had these extra pieces of paper just lying around. And I'm going to see about cutting this out so I can test it. This is a pattern that I'm doing for my class, so I realized my error in that I needed to extend the band collar by 2 centimeters to compensate or to fit into the neckline with, yeah, I'll have to take that to class tomorrow with the center front placket included. So, got some pieces here that I did. This is still a unfinished sleeve. And this is the tragedy that is the original collar, which is this is too small, so I need to fix that. These go with the sleeve. Okay. And here's that placket. So I need to, I think this is my extra fabric. So I'll go ahead and recut the collars here. I'll need to interface them as well, which I have plenty of. Your stream support is not working. Broken link. Broken link on... Oh, is it on the, you're clicking it on YouTube? So it might be that I changed my name recently. Let's see. We'll probably fix that. Probably what it was. Really? Anyway, yeah, I figured out what it was, but it's because I changed my name on Twitch, so it is on Miss Carol Belle now, is the name that you would find it under, if you were so inclined. I don't actually know what the stream support does. I think it's if you wanted to donate to my channel for doing these sorts of things. Really? So you're new to the channel, huh? Try to do this. Usually don't do pins on directly in the middle, but for the instance of this, I'm just going for it because I just want to check to see if it's going to fit now in that neckline. So if you wanted to find my Twitch channel, are you familiar with me or my blog at all? Just like stumbled upon my live stream just now? Which is interesting if that's the case. close as we can so we don't waste too much fabric. It's just a sample anyway. Yes, stumbled. Oh, wow. Well, welcome. I feel like this is a pretty random channel to stumble upon, but I guess, did it show up in your news feed or something? Like, hey, you might like watching this thing based on what you've watched before. Oh, YouTube and their algorithms can be so funny. Super interesting. Okay, so that's that, and I already modified that collar, so I need to do it again. I need to cut it out again. 2 of them. Yeah, perfect. I think I even have enough here to do that. Oh, okay, cool. You're a computer engineer. I'm very impressed. That's super cool. I do not do anything nearly as impressive. I just make clothes. So, well, that's really interesting. And glad you felt inclined to join me, even if it's just for a little bit. And like I said, I usually don't do this on Saturdays. I'm usually preparing for my D&D campaign that I run on Sundays, most of the day on Saturdays. But I needed to get this done for my class. I do teach a sewing class for a community college, and you know, I made a mistake in my pattern here, which needed to be fixed. Oh, I see now I gave it a 1/4 inch seam allowance instead of the centimeter 3/8, which is probably for the best because it's really curvy and it needs that. Scratch artist too, though. That's really neat. I like watching that sort of thing. Usually art stuff will appear on my news feed, so all kinds of different things that I enjoy watching other people doing. Oof, do I? Can I get it? Can I get it? Oh, yes. I think I have enough here. I think I have enough. Alright, and I have to remember that this bottom edge is a 1/4 inch seam allowance when I'm putting it together. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's good. And if you're still there, most of the time too, like I usually stream during the week, and I'll try to dress up a little bit just to look nice. I like to wear my own stuff and tell people about what I'm wearing. A lot of the stuff these days I make myself, and I like to teach people how to do that as well, so that they don't have to necessarily spend an arm and a leg on brand what's called Lolita fashion. It's like an Alice in Wonderland aesthetic. Nothing to do with Nabokov. I have to explain that to people all the time. But it is a very expensive kind of fashion, so I gather up all of my books, and I have pattern books that I teach people how to draft patterns from, and then how to make it. So this is one of the blouses that I have in my pattern books, and I'm just correcting a mistake that I made when I was drafting that pattern. 2 centimeters, which actually means 4 centimeters difference because of both sides. It's a mirrored piece. And there's some calculation that's involved here. Alright, so I cut those out. I have a new collar here. I need to apply an interfacing. This is extra. Alright, put this away. Oh, did I? I didn't. I didn't. I did not mark my notches. Shame on me. See if I get this here. This is the shoulder. It needs to be notched so I can mark that. And then also, should probably mark where this is supposed to go. Right there. Okay, that's one. 4 people now, that's awesome. Surprise, hi! Is it actually streaming to Twitch right now? Because I've been having issues. I have issues? No, it is streaming. It's streaming. Okay, good. Yeah, it's going. Back to 2 people. Okay. Honestly, did not expect anyone to even come in today. It's super impromptu. But at least I'm getting this done. So I am doing this now. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing the thing that I was supposed to do. Alright, so that's all gonna go now back into my file. Right, Sean? There's that. I suppose I could just stick that in there. Right. I did put it back in there. The Church of Shapeflex. So funny. Alright. Maybe. I might be able to get to... What am I doing? I just need to... no. I might be able to do that. Okay. Okay. There's that. We need one. I'm going to fold this. You can say hello, it's fine. I am actually here. Let's see. I'm gonna try to keep this. Well, I don't know. I just want to cut it out. I just want to do this really quickly. I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Like I said, I usually don't even do this on a Saturday. That's just crazy. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to do a double. Yeah. Okay. I really ought to change that information on my YouTube channel. I realize that it's a mistake. Just changed my name on Twitch, so those links are wrong. Okay, this is gonna need to be fused. Diffuseled. There's those. That is not enough to do anything with. No, probably not. This is my collar. Stick that in there. And might as well. I'll just do 2 of these. I'm doing 2 of the band, but then again, maybe I don't need 2 of these. Maybe I just need 1. Let's get it as close to here as possible. What percentage is done so far? I would say it is about, gosh, it's really close. So at this point I had to take a step back, so I'm like 75%. And that's super rough estimate. The majority of the blouse is already put together, and this is a sample for the class that I'm teaching. So, like I said, I made a mistake in my pattern when I drafted it. So I had to, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. I had to redraft the band of the collar, and then recut everything. And so now I'm cutting out the interfacing for this piece and having to recut the collar itself because I modified it stupidly. After 19 years of experience, you would think that I'd know better, but even professionals make a whole bunch of mistakes. Okay, seriously now. We're gonna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county sea. Oh my. Oh, hey there. My shop on Etsy got favorited just now. That's neat. I do commissions, obviously. It says like on the banner at the bottom. I think. Does it? Yeah. Yeah, I just make clothes. Make costumes and clothings. Should probably like take the time to wake up my iron right now and get that ready. Wonder if any of my regulars are gonna notice. I usually have regular peeps up in here chatting with me. It's an interesting world that we've come to. How it used to be that only some people or everybody would get their 15 minutes of fame, and now, or just a few people would get their 15 minutes of fame, and now almost everybody can get their fame to 15 people, sort of thing. I've got my little family. Alright, so I'm only going to do one side of the collar itself. The band is going to get interfaced on both sides. I'm going to put this away. Woven interfacing. Okay. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. Like, who the heck are you? What are you doing showing up on my feed? Who is this crazy girl? Just sewing. Alright, so here are my pieces. These are my fabric pieces. This is my interfacing that I will fuse. I'm going to just iron these first. There's this. This is the fabric. This is the interfacing. Okay. Do this. Is it on a high enough setting? It needs to be cotton. Yeah, I feel all frumpy. I'm in my pajamas. I'm streaming, just so you know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I am in a give no fucks kind of phase right now. I got to sleep in today. Apparently I needed it. I didn't wake up till 10 minutes before 10. That was nice. This has a stain, but I don't care. This is just for sample purposes. Normal interfacing. Oh, wait. Pete's talking at me on my Discord? What is happening? Oh. Ah. Saying I will show the interfacing I have, so here it is. One clear one is the one that is like paper. Sometimes it melts if I'm not careful. If it isn't covered in glue like the other one, the other two are like fabric with a layer of glue. Yeah, the non-woven and woven. Make sure this fits. Righto. There we go. Okay, that's mostly flat. Just press hard. keep it on too long or else it's too hot and will separate from the fabric. Because I guess the glue, because it's still so hot, it'll be too fluid. So just a quick fuse is all that you need. All right. Just fit this within the confines of these curves. See if we can get this where it needs to be. Well, if I have poor people watching right now, maybe. If you're not familiar with this, I do not use non-woven interfacing ever again. I use cotton woven fusible interfacing. And you can find this in Joann's. You can find it online. You can find it at Walmart too, I think. It's called Shapeflex. So I only use woven interfacings and knit interfacings. I never use the pressed non-woven paper stuff anymore. Never again. This gives you a much nicer result for your collars and your cuffs and your center plackets, anything like that. So no crinkling occurs when you use this stuff, because it's just another layer of fabric that's fused to another piece of fabric, so moves with the fabric like it's supposed to. Okay, I think that is fused. We're not fusing the second one here, but I am going to put together this collar real quick, so let's see if we can get it to do the thing that it needs to do. Okay, so put this away. And currently I have this guy, although I do already have white on my industrial that I've been neglecting. Poor industrial machine. Let me get this. Hold up. Oh, I put this guy on the dress form yesterday, so maybe if you want to see it real quick, I'll show you this commission that I'm working on. It's too big for my dress form, so it's super cinched up, but that is about as far as I got yesterday when I was completing it. It just needs some finishing touches. Has to have a zipper put in. This needs to be, we need to put little belt loops here. But otherwise it's super cute. Oy, oy, oy. The whole reason I moved that too, so I put away these books. Never enough room. Need a cloth. Oh boy. Interesting. Does it just break off or something? I don't know. slow. Eternal Snow Kitty, Purple Lunesca, and Long Live Milking. And I guess, I don't know, Community Showcase is something more like a bot, I guess. But I see 3 people looking at me right now. Woo-wee! We're doing the crazy thing. We're gonna go over there. Can you see? Yeah, I don't really have a good shot of my industrial that I'm about to sit down to, but we're gonna use this thing. It's been so neglected. My poor industrial machine. I think I've got enough in here, so I should be fine. Okay, I need to tie this on. I am ill prepared. I need my snips. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, they're right in front of my face. Ugh. Right in front of my face. Also, I need this. Yeah, so I won't be able to see the chat right now, but I don't expect this to take too long. So this requires 1/4 inch seam. Come on. We're doing just fine. Let's grab onto it. Really? Come on. actually. Okay, so I need to do some turning and clipping. Hi, Eternal Snow Kitty. Hello, Omni Prime. We use the same machines in fashion school. That's exactly why I got that machine. It's the same one that I used when I went to fashion school. And I was so happy when I got that thing. Like, it still is my baby, and it's been so neglected that I felt terrible for not using it more since I moved into this place. So I thought I'd change that. Omni Prime, are you still there too? That's funny. How you doing, Eternal Snow Kitty? Yeah, I thought I did something clever and gave myself a small seam allowance for this collar. I was like doing it at 3/8 and trimming it. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like something I would do, but I did it anyway because I felt like I was in a hurry or something. And then of course I look at the pattern again. And no, I gave myself the 1/4 inch that you're supposed to do. I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. And I just had to modify this band collar because I was so stupid. And I did not account for the 2 centimeters of the center placket. Center front placket. Alright. I'm working on some IKEA furniture. Ooh. Like you have a kit and you're putting it together. That's fun. Sometimes I like doing those. I like challenges. Yeah, my goal is to eventually have a 3rd camera that I can just switch to when I'm at the industrial. I'm hoping that if I do that, it would inspire me to use my industrial more, because otherwise you guys can't see it. So I've been a little bit reluctant to use it in favor of just having my home machine on the table where I can like put things and manipulate them and stuff. In fact, what I might end up doing is getting another one of these articulating arms that I have for this camera right here, and not because I don't like the bendy one, but I can use that if it's just a stationary shot on the machine over there, and then I'll get a different one, maybe with another camera. That is if I earn enough money, maybe through streaming, to get another camera set up. Okay, so that is rolled over more towards the lining side, which is what we want. And I need to press this now. Like I said, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. I never stream on Saturdays, but I felt an obligation to just stop watching stupid YouTube videos and like get to work. Sometimes that happens, like I'll get the inane things out of my system enough where I'm like sitting there all restless to finally get back to work. And so that's kind of what happened. I'm like, you know what? It's time. It's time to do this thing that you've been meaning to do now for a while. Just rolling. I don't know how well you can see that, but I try to roll the lining side inward by about a 1/16, so that it can have a nice even top layer. There we go. looks pretty nice. These points, though, I should have, I mean, if I were doing this for a client, I would have done the staggering clipping. But for the sake of brevity, I didn't do that. So now, this needs a stay stitch, and then I'm going to apply both halves of this, which now it should fit in the designated area. In theory, it should. I might need to stretch this a little bit while I'm doing that. Okay, so I need to do this too. This is going to be my center. So that's the center. Mark the center here. And this has a wider seam allowance too. I wonder if Restream is telling me lies again, because sometimes that happens. Long live milking and purple Lunesca. Probably just lurking in and out of the chat. So, I am curious. I'm going to pin this, but just to see, here, I'll just use one side. I'm just going to see if this is actually going to fit within the area that I need it to. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe I won't do the stay stitching. I'm just too lazy right now. So, if I folded this way, that's going to give me the place where this part is supposed to go. And a little bit of handling of this fabric, it should fit into there. Nope. Oh, darn it. Here too, I did the same thing. It's not going to be... So where is it going to land if I just did this? Good grief. This is why we're supposed to do samples first. This is why. So if I did it there, that's gonna be too long. This collar is too long. This one. That is not gonna fit. What was I thinking? Always check your pattern. Okay. Well, this is my new one. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what I have to do. Also, I need length plus the 2 inches of the neckline. Oh my god, math. That's the pencil. This one. Okay, so that's 11.4, which is actually 13.4, extending it by 2. Where did I measure this? not going to be an accurate measurement. I need this thing that I have in here, this guy. It has a 0 starting place instead of the tab, which is usually not very accurate. So, okay. 3, 5, 7, and it should be on the inside. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Six, 7, 8, 8.6. Okay, 8.6. And this is 11.4, and we add 2 to that. I need to get this stuff off. Get off. Get back to this. So frustrating. I think I would just be able to get it right the first time. Oh, good grief. Okay. Modifying a pattern. It sucks. It has to be done. Right. Okay. So, this is the collar. So we know that this needs to be, this is +2, so 13.4. So this, in essence, should be 13.4. Where's my this? Where's my all? There it is. So the bottom of this needs to be 13.4. I'm going to pin this down to my table. Okay. So this needs to be longer on the back because this measures at 8.6, this measures at 8.3. So already this is inaccurate. So it needs to be longer by 3, and then if I start measuring here, this should measure 13.4, and if it doesn't, we have a problem. So let's do 5, we got 8, we got, and also seam allowance, so 13.4, here is 13.4, so that's going to have, that actually should work, in which case this needs to be adjusted anyway. So this needs to be at 6. You know, a little goes a long way. Okay, so this is the new shoulder. Mark that. So if I measured in here, that's 11, 13, 13.4, that's actually pretty good. So the band collar is good. Now my problem is making this part fit in here. This is wrong. So let's see, I think it goes in, where is that original one? Hi Melon! Yeah, I'm editing the blouse. I didn't do it yesterday, and it's Saturday and I got lazy. Usually Saturdays I'm working on D&D, but this has to be done because we're almost to the end of the semester. And I'm just at wit's end with this thing. So this is, I'm just like, this needs to be done. We have to finish the blouses. The collars were wrong. So like we put together the collars like this, and then when I was doing my sample while everybody else was working on other things on their blouse, I was going ahead and I tried fitting this into the neckline, and it was less than 2 centimeters on both sides, so it was missing 4 centimeters worth of length on the band. So as I was trying to figure this out, I'm like, oh shit, you know that sinking feeling that you get when you have like a huge mistake ahead of you and you just have to fix it? That's where I'm at. I'm just trying to get this done. So by this account, let's see, it goes like this. So it's supposed to end here. So if I had it lined up like this, it's supposed to end here. Which means that the amount that I have from here to here needs to match this because it goes this way. And then the amount that I have from here to here needs to match this. So it's entirely possible that the way that they tell you to draft it is just wrong. It's fun to watch. Just got back from a craft fair. Toddler tantrums ensued. Oh no! Toddler tantrums. I'm so sorry. That's no bueno. I'll be right back though. I will need to do a thing. No, I'll just leave it. Be right back. I'm in my pajamas. I've got my coffee. These are no fucks given right now. Oh golly. I was just talking about maybe setting up another camera over there at my industrial to hopefully get me to use it more, because I've been just using my home machine since you guys can see it better. Okay. I gotta puzzle this out. I might just have to reshape this darn collar. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Melon, help me. That is correct. So this is correct. Now I need measurement between here and here. Oh, yeah. Metric, gosh darn it. So, okay, 6, 7, 9, 11.2. So, if we did 11.2 and measured this way, let's see, use this. And just what I'm doing, this is called walking. And I'm using the awl to pin it down right on the edge. Really? He even knows. He saw me on the stream just now. What are you doing? mistake. What's wrong with you? You know, for all intents and purposes, this should fit. Like maybe if I gave it a little less of a seam allowance, or a little more of a seam allowance here, and just shaped it. So I already cut it out. It's already put together. I even turned it out just now. Okay, so here is the new collar. So, I think maybe the discrepancy is that this seam allowance is a little bit wider than the seam allowance I gave it here on the side. This is a 1/4 inch, and all around this it's a centimeter. So pay attention to your seam allowances, because things like this happens. That's probably what it is. It's just a simple, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to re-sew this with a 3/8 or a centimeter seam allowance. I already snipped it and everything, but it's not, other than that, there's no difference. So I'm gonna press this back. That's probably what it is. It's so stupid. See how stupid the little mistakes can be? And it like throws off the entire thing. This is why pattern drafting is not necessarily easy. People think they can just draw a shape or something that looks vaguely like a bodice or a collar, and it's like, girl, you gotta pay attention to your measurements, because even just that much is gonna throw everything off. Interesting, isn't it? Wake up, Iron. Wake up. I need coffee. I need to drink my coffee. Ah. Hurry up. Hurry up. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. I did all that work turning this out. Now look at me. I'm a mess. Go back this way. Go back this way. So let's see if just by giving it a similar seam allowance to where it's going to go into is going to change it. My guess is probably yes. That is the simple solution to this very idiotic problem that I gave myself. So here we go. I'm going to use the industrial too, so because it's already got white on it. Okay, I'm starting here. It's also faster. So we're gonna do pretty much like, yeah, like right there. Start there, go down, do. How do you do this? This foot that I use likes to. Yeah, I hope it works too, Melon. Hey, by the way, I need a moderator. Are you interested in helping me out? I'm not looking at anything that you can reply to, but in a minute. Hang on. If you say anything. Really? Why? For goodness sake. fumble on that thing. It's pretty intense. Sure, I can try. Just making sure everyone is being nice and helping with links and stuff. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm trimming this. So I actually gave it a little bit more, but I only tapered it. So the rest of it has the 1/4 inch down here, but I made sure I tapered it at the same place, and so it just disappears into the original stitch line here. So really the only thing I need it to fit into is this section. So I just made it a little smaller. I'm cutting off the extra seam here. Okay, so this should work. It's so stupid. If it is something as simple as just your seam allowance is not the same where it needs to go, that's really the only difference. That is so dumb on my part that I could think that I could change the seam allowance. So in that case, the seam allowance should then be the same on this as it is on this. That should be like common sense at this point for me, but I don't know what I was thinking. Oh boy. Snip, 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 snip. Snippy, snippy, snip. Maybe that should be another emote. Snippy, snip. I got a friend request on Facebook? Who's sending me friend requests? Do I know you? I don't know you. Maybe I do. I don't know. I didn't even check it. Okay, guys, lesson learned. Seam allowances. If it's going into one place, make sure all the seam allowances on the sides are the same. So by that instance, this, because it goes into this, but here, it needs to be the same. Otherwise, it's going to be too long. So, because by measuring the place where the seam is supposed to go, it is the right measurement to fit within those parameters. I like the emote ideas. Snippy, snippy, snip. I like that too. I think we remembered that the other one was the hello everybody little greeting. I don't know. Seems pretty generic though. I feel everybody says that. That's nothing special. Maybe we could do it with like my little silhouetted Lolita girl logo. Something to make it a little more unique. Okay. I think maybe we're onto something. Ugh, just like I'm just hurrying now for no reason. Okay. Alright, let's see if this fits where it's supposed to now. So I have my center still notched. That's going to match up with the notch on the center of this. Let's turn this around. So here we match this up. Pin, 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 pin. All right, I think we got it. And that's okay. That's gonna be, so that difference, that's what we're looking for. It needs to land right around here, and then the rest is seam allowance this way. Let's see. So that's just gonna get hidden in there, I think. Yay! Ah, she did it! Sort of, maybe. Make sure that it fits on the other side. It might need some adjustment, but I think it's entirely possible. Yeah, it's sort of fitting into where it needs to, like right here. This can also get stretched. Oh man. But that would mean that this is not perfectly centered. Let me see this now. Hang on. If I centered it now, where is the new center? It's kind of to the side. It's over here. But that's still so small. And this guy, I'm pretty sure I centered this. This guy is pretty much at the center. So for all intents and purposes, the center is this. But this can also be stretched. Let's get the other piece. Let's see if we can do this. This needs a little help. I'm being driven to the brink. To the brink, I say. It's nuts. This is nuts. I just want this to work. Feels like if I do keep it pretty taut, that this curvature can be stretched out to fit that like it's supposed to. You sound like me drafting a pattern. Well, I probably sound like that every time I'm drafting a pattern. I don't always do it perfectly. I'm not some savant. So I know for sure. Alright, hang on. Hold up. I'm just gonna put a pin right in here. I am not pinning the rest of it. I'm pinning the center that I know matches both pieces. Actually, it's 3 pieces because this is sandwiched in between the band collar, and I'm going to put it all together at the same time. So I know that it's supposed to land here, and I know that this is the center, so we're just going to adjust as we go and see what happens. I'm starting in the center, and then I'm going to do the other side the same way, starting in the center. So, this is a pretty wide seam allowance, so I'm going to do this. Okay, now that that needle is in, I don't need the pin anymore. I've got this held in. I really wish you could see this, darn it. It makes more sense to do it that way. Encouraging seeing that pros struggle too. That's what I hear. That's kind of why I share my mistakes, because I know that when I was learning, I also felt encouraged that when I saw a teacher make a mistake, it was like, oh, okay, they're not superhuman. They don't know everything. I don't need to feel like lesser because of it. Okay. Alright, so I did one side, and I think this is what it's supposed to look like. So that's how it came out. So, and I tried to, I might have to cut this back because this needs to be folded in when I'm doing the end, but it fits in where it's supposed to. So I just did the 1/2, starting in the middle, going this way. So now I'm going to turn this around so that I can have this on the left side, on the right side. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't even need to pin the center anymore because that's already anchored down. And all I'm going to do is pin the place at the end where it's supposed to land. So, and the rest is adjusted as I go along. If I put too many pins going this way and spend too much time for one, struggling to get this to fit in just right, it's going to, it might not really work too well. So what I end up doing is I just put the pin where I know it's supposed to end, and then I'm stretching it as I go along slowly, like in little chunks. I'm just sewing here and I'm pulling, and then you make sure that it's going to fit in perfectly. So let's see if we can do this. I know it's supposed to go right about here. We're just gonna stretch this out as we continue on this, like that. It's gonna be super stretched because it is a curve. But it has that. It has that built in to part of the, as part of its nature. Okay. Down. I think I did it. I think I did it. Okay. My table is a mess. Cool, I think we got it. I might need to just shave away a little bit here on the bottom because this needs to be put up. Yeah, so I need a centimeter here down at the part where it's going to attach to the neckline. Okay, that's about right. Just take my time and I press one side of it up to prepare so that when it's folded over and finished, it'll just already be pressed into a nice seam. So I have it separated at the bottom. One side's going to be attached first, right sides together, and then the other side is going to be top stitched closed over everything. And I do believe this is the underside, so this is going to be, let's see, which side am I going to top stitch close? I'm going to have to decide that. In the meantime, I'm going to snippy snip. It's snippy snip time! Very small snips right here at this very tight corner. And then to release a bit of this curvature right here. Right here. So it's mostly straight right here at the center back of the collar, but I'm just going to do this curve here. And then super tight, tight snippy snips. Right here. Okay, so that is good. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I might need to get rid of some of that bulk though, so I'm gonna trim some from just right here. So that's a tight curve. I don't want to get rid of too much. There's one. Right here it's pretty bulky, so I'm going to go in like this. Alright. Let's see how we get this. Also, yeah, we'll just do this first. That looks pretty nice. Phew. That's the underside. I have interfaced both the sides of the band collar, but the collar itself is only interfaced on one side, so that's this side, that's the side that's going to be showing. The underside's just a liner. So I'm going to make sure to press this down, give it a nice crisp edge. You can choose to top stitch things like this if you wanted to. I'm going to opt to not do that right now. See, and if we were doing that non-woven interfacing, it would look like a huge mess right now with all the crinkling, but look at how clean this looks. All hail the Church of Shapeflex. Yeah, it does look nice, doesn't it? Okay. So, what I might have to do is attach it. Alright, we need to get it. Yes, so here's this is just the sample blouse that I started. So it's just marked all over just to show my students this is the center front, you know, left side, right side. It's not pretty. It is merely a sample to show them how it's constructed. So I just have to attach this collar to it. Yeah, and so like when I started putting the collar originally onto this, I'm like, how come it's only going up to this edge of the placket? And then immediately it dawned on me, I'm like, oh, oh no, I needed to add 2 centimeters because this is exactly 2 centimeters. I'm like, oh, that makes sense why it's 2 centimeters shorter than it needs to be. So, I didn't even get a chance to press this. It's just so hastily put together. And also, I have to say, the machines at the school are terrible. There's some company or brand called Lever Sew, and they are just not good. So they always have problems. The timing on them can get ruined pretty quickly. Oh, you got a robocall. Oh no! I get 4 a day? That's terrible. I get those too, but it comes up on my phone as scam likely, so I don't answer it. That still sucks though. Nobody likes those. Crazy people like those things. Who does? Okay, was I smart or was I not smart? Because I feel like I was not smart and didn't mark my center. Okay, so fine. Jeez. If I did it like this, I'd be in the middle of these 2 notches. Just get one side like that. Okay. Okay, so I have the center marked here. This is gonna sit like this, because this is the part that's gonna be showing. This is the right side. Okay, so right here. Right. That's cool. They're starting to spoof local area codes. Yeah. I noticed that too. I get a lot of calls from the place that I used to live in. Oh, don't tell me. And I don't live there anymore. Okay, this could also be an issue of seam allowance. It's like it is designed to have a certain seam allowance, and if it's not meeting that, what is the seam allowance here? What do I have? There is my seam gauge. Oh no. Oh no, I got it back. Okay, so if it's off by even a little, let's see here. And then there's this much difference. A lot. Well, where's my shoulder? This is driving me crazy. Shoulder is supposed to be about there. I have to walk away from this. I seriously have to walk away from this. How is this possible? One last thing. I should measure, I cut this out according to the pattern, but for some reason now this is looking like it's longer than it needs to be. I am going crazy! It's supposed to be 13. It's less than 13. But if I stretch it out, it's nearly 14. So yeah, it's not. Oh my god, you guys. Yeah, it's good to take a break if it's annoying. It's getting to that point. I need to, at least I got a little further than yesterday, which was nothing. So I guess there's that. But I really need to start getting ready. Apparently there's a gathering for a birthday party that we're supposed to attend. And then all this needs to be cleaned off the table for tomorrow because we have game on this table and we cover it with, tablecloth and all that stuff. Oh my god. Anyway, I got closer. That's all I can say. I got closer than I was. And so with that, I'm going to put stuff away now. Thanks for joining me. There's 5 people watching me right now. Hi everybody. It's okay if you didn't say hi. This was super impromptu, so I just needed to do this thing and I might as well turn on a camera to do it. I don't know. I just do things. Pattern drafting is not easy, even when you've been doing it a while. So thanks everybody for joining me. And we will see you next time, probably on Tuesday.